Good morning. I'm Ann Liebert, and I'm happy to welcome you this morning to our board meeting. And to tell you a little bit about what we've been doing, what's been done, what we're accomplishing, what we hope to accomplish. First of all, it's been a very good year for us. We work very, very hard. And, you know, I was looking up to see how many different organizations there are that have the word women in the title. And there are hundreds and hundreds of them. Women in this, women in that. I mean, there are even women in various scientific societies. But we are not a gender-specific organization, and that makes us different. Although we all have the same commitment to advancing women in biomedical research and giving them every opportunity, but we're not a gender-specific organization in terms of membership. We're also very small and very select. And that gives us an opportunity to have more input from you and be able to move things along. And we have. I can say that we are so active in making sure that women are nominated for important prizes and included in important programs. Can we take credit for women winning various awards? No, we cannot. But can we take credit in making sure that more women are nominated for various awards? Yes, we can. Can we take credit for saying that there are more tenure-track positions for women? No, I don't think we can take credit for it, but we can certainly say that we are advancing it, and we make faculties and administrative officers aware of the fact that women should be considered, not because of gender, but simply because they deserve to be included. And that's a big difference. That's a very big difference, because if you base it on gender, it's an entirely different argument. If you base it on accomplishment, that's different. And you know, we have a slogan that says, more women, better science. And we think that that's absolutely true. Now, let me give you some of the highlights of 2012. First of all, no Nobel Prize went to a woman. So, should we be upset about that? No, perhaps we shouldn't be upset about that. If no Nobel Prize, if there was no woman who was worthy of winning the Nobel Prize, then there's nothing to be upset about. If there were women who were worthy of winning the Nobel Prize, yes, indeed, we should be upset. However, Karen Nelson was appointed president of the J. Craig Venter Institute. Joan Stites received the Greengard Award from Rockefeller University and the Vanderbilt Award from Vanderbilt University. A team led by a woman, Fabiola Giannotti, found the elusive Higgs boson. AAUW's report, Why So Few, received such media attention that it was really very positive that we had that kind of attention given to the issues. The Greta Lundbeck European Brain Research Foundation awarded the 2012 Brain Prize to Christine Pettit and Karen Steele. Mae Jamison, the first female African-American astronaut, was selected to head the DARPA and NASA-sponsored 100-year Starship project. Sally Ride passed away. Gioa Dikari received rave reviews for her one-woman play, Truth Values, about her experience as a math graduate student at MIT. The female presidents of MIT and Princeton announced their intention to step down, following the president of Brown, who did so last year. 7 Lasker Awards were given this year to 7 men. 5 Shaw Prizes were awarded this year, 4 to men, 1 in astronomy to a woman. Of the 48 prizes awarded to date, 2 have been awarded to women. The Kavli Prizes finally awarded were awarded to women this year, to 2 women. And so, you see, I think we have to make the case very strongly that this is not about gender. If we say, oh, you must award X number of prizes to women, That's not what we should be doing. What we need to show is that women are worthy of these considerations, worthy of these prizes. Now, tonight, by the way, Bruce Stillman is going to be speaking, and this is the fourth year I've invited him, and the first time he has accepted. So I decided to see just, kind of what he's been doing these days, and I see that they have a partnership. They call it a partnership with women, where they raised $100,000 for Cold Spring Harbor, and the speaker was a man. Now, there's nothing really wrong with that, except that maybe when they had all these women who were raising money, maybe they could have shown an example of a woman scientist, if for only the reason to inspire their daughters and other women who are coming up the career ladder and choosing biomedical science. Because we know, by the way, that women who are entering biomedical science, there is a higher level of their dropping out. Medical school is a much kinder, easier course for women than are the biosciences. Now, yesterday we received the good news, by the way, that Google is announcing $23 million in grants to spur innovation among charities and increase education for girls and minority students in science and technology. How many of you were aware of that? So therefore, I know you'll be interested in how the awards are being given. 7 nonprofits will win the first Google Global Impacts Award on Tuesday. Waters receives $5 million to use water monitoring technology at 4,000 wells across Africa. Donors Choose organization receives $5 million to create 500 new advanced placement, science, and math classes with the College Board for underrepresented students. The World Wildlife Fund receives $5 million to adapt sensors and animal tagging technology to detect and deter poaching. The Smithsonian's Barcode of Life project gets $3 million to use DNA barcoding to protect endangered species. And I said, endangered species? Where are these women in biomedical sciences here? Additional grantees include Give Directly, Equal Opportunity Schools, and the Gina Davis Institute on Gender in Media. Google says innovation is underfunded among nonprofits. And all of these are worthy, but when they're talking about that this is to increase education for girls and minority students in science and technology, somehow I'm not getting that message from this press release. They're all worthy endeavors. Now, will they include women? Yes, I hope they certainly will. But it's our job to be sure that they do include women who should be represented. The other thing is we're finding that there is still a tremendous lack in terms of diversity, and that women and minorities do not have good mentors. That's continuing to be the case, and I don't think that's being sufficiently addressed. Should we be paying attention specifically because they are minority? I'm not sure that that's the case. But if they are, should we be paying attention to them because they belong in our field? Yes, we should. So what's going to happen now in a new administration? We know that the budgets are going to be tough. We know that research for science and technology is going to be very rough. How is that going to affect science in general? It's going to affect science in general. There are going to be fewer positions. There's going to be less money for research, and we want to make sure that we are positioning the women who should be achieving to be equal to the opportunity of receiving grants, not only from the public sector, but from the private sector. And here's where women are falling down. We know, Carla and I, Carla is our executive director, that organizations are not getting enough women nominated for these prizes. Maria Freire told me last year, she said, Marianne, we just can't get the women. Tell the women to get nominated. Tell them to nominate themselves. Tell them to put somebody's name up for nomination. And there are members of the Lasker Board of Judges who are members of the Rosalind Franklin Society. So women and men, you have to do a better job in helping us to place these women's names in nomination. Very important. It's important that you help place women that you think are deserving for tenure track positions to ensure that they get them to speak up. So we need the men to speak up, but we need the women to speak up, because if we don't speak up, it gets left behind. Because there is still, sadly, the perception that women who decide to have a family and have children are not going to be as effective because they haven't got the time. They haven't got the time. And this is something that's very complicated, hard to deal with. I certainly don't have any answers. We've had surveys, we've had suggestions, but this is a perception. And I think one thing we can all be clear of is the perception is as important as reality. So we have to address the perception. So thank you for being here today. We hope you will really be very active in giving us the ideas, giving us the names to move things forward. We have been so successful this year. Rosalind Franklin Society is called all the time for authoritative information. They want to know which women we would suggest. They tell us what they're doing. They want to know what we're doing and how they can help. But we need your help in order to do that well. We need new faces. A lot of the same people win awards over and over again, which is good. But we need new faces too. We need to show that people are coming up. And that there are numbers of women who are deserving of more positions, because there are a lot of awards. There are more awards than you can even dream of, and we need the names to put forth on your behalf to see that these deserving women are indeed rewarded for their efforts. So with that said, I'm happy to see you here today. I think it'll be very interesting for sure. And Carla Schatz is going to lead off the program.